morning to you and welcome to the Cooper Point Lisa's Chamber of Commerce for the 2017 Awards and Prize Distribution Function of the Secondary Schools Football League. If there were any doubts that football is alive and well, just look around at the crowd around you and you can see that we are certainly on the right track. This has been one of the most testing seasons and most exhilarating seasons on the field and off the field, and certainly it was one that will be remembered for a long time. If you look upon Secondary Schools Football League as a living organism, certainly it's one where there were some growing pains this year. But due to the expert handling of the executive, they made it through and are ready for another season coming up in 2018. At this time, I'd like to invite the man who sits at the helm of Secondary Schools Football League, and there are no broader shoulders than his to deal with the slings and arrows of the outrageous fortune of football in Trinidad and Tobago. Please welcome Mr. William Wallace.
Minister of Education, the Honorable Anthony Garcia. Minister's Advisor, Ms. Cheryl Wilkinson. And of course, Ms. Wilkinson is also a friend of football, secondary schools football. School Supervisor 3, Ms. Zarisha Mohammed Ali. Representative from Coca-Cola, Ms. Lisa Murray Pitts. Representative from Shell, Mr. Rondell Frank. Representative from FCB, Chanel Holloway. Representative from Digicel, Ms. Justine Lowe. National Coach, Mr. Dennis Lawrence, principals, teachers, coaches, specially invited guests, members of the media, a pleasant good morning. Let me begin by welcoming you all here this morning as we bring closure to our 2017 season. A season that has been described by many as very entertaining and quite successful. We have been told that the quality of play on the field was the best that fans have witnessed in many years. And when a statement like this is endorsed by the technical director of football in Trinidad and Tobago, it indicates to the SSFL that we are on the correct path. This was a season where the league winner was decided on the final day. Congratulations to Presentation College San Fernando. Let's hear it for them. This was a season where a goal scored by Johannes Richardson of Shiva Boys College was featured on ESPN. And they were asking whether that was the goal of the week. Let's hear it for Eddie Richardson. This was a season where the intensity of the intercall brought back memories to those who follow secondary schools football. Congratulations to Shiva Boys, who, notwithstanding their off-the-field issues, showed character to emerge intercall champions. Let's hear it for Shiva Boys. This was a season when the intercall champion was crowned Champion League style, complete with a roll on stage, confetti, and fireworks. Thank you very much to Coca-Cola. This was a season where new doors have been opened for our students to pursue tertiary education through scholarships at UWI Cave Hill, Barbados. Cave Hill has shown an interest in as many of 13 of our players. We are processing that information now to send to Cave Hill. What are some of the factors that contributed to this improved product, one may ask? If I may dare say that we are seeing the benefits of the introduction of the Premier Division, where competitiveness at this level is forcing schools to put more into their preparation. I may also add that we believe that coaching education is extremely crucial in developing a quality product. We believe that a player's trajectory or path is dependent on the quality of the coach. Based on that belief, during the off-season, the league conducted coaching courses at 3 levels, as follows: a C prep course, a C license, and a B license. It must be noted that we created history, since it was the first time that a B license course was conducted in Trinidad and Tobago. Our sincere thanks to Coca-Cola, who made this possible. Another first for the league this season was the mandatory training of what we describe as first responders. In many cases, team physios are trained to deal with physical issues and therefore may not be able to respond to situations where the response and decision making may make the difference between life and death. We have completed training in 2 zones, and before the start of the next season, over 100 persons will be trained to deal with such emergencies. As president, I am proud of the many efforts that we have been making to strengthen the administration of the league. We are pleased to announce that we have launched the league's website and that we have started for the first time online registration. In addition to that, a database on all our players has also been developed so that information would be readily available. Allow me to quote from a letter sent to the Minister of Sports 3 days after assuming the office of President in March, and I quote, "The Secondary Schools Football League has recently celebrated 50 years. We as an organization are pleased with our contribution to the all-round development of our young people, as well as our contribution to the development of football in Trinidad and Tobago over this period. The undisputable fact is that for many of our young people, sports is a career path. And as a league, we play a major role in shaping these student athletes. The credibility of the SSFL has endeared it to sponsors, and we are proud of having 4 major sponsors on board. We treat with over 4,000 students, athletes, 112 schools, along with principal coaches on an annual basis. As we continue to expand, and as our responsibility to national development becomes even greater, we have arrived at a place where we can no longer operate out of the trunk of a vehicle. The need for proper storage, records management, and full-time administrative and clerical support has become a necessity. To this end, the SSFL is formally requesting an office space, preferably at the Atobodon Stadium, unquote. Let me proudly inform you that our spanking new office is up and running at the Atobodon Stadium, Level 2, Balmain, Vancouver. Our sincere thanks to the Ministry of Sports, the Sports Company of Trinidad and Tobago, and the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association. On a regular basis, individuals and organizations are reaching out to us with proposals and with offers to develop partnerships. Undoubtedly, this is an indicator of the value of the product we have. One such partnership between the SSFL and former legend Steve David. I know the younger persons in the room may not know who Steve David is, but that is one of our icons, one of our great footballers. Steve David, who is host of the Axe TV Field of Dreams, resulted in the inaugural All-Star Game, or North-South Classic, played at the end of the season. Present at this game was scouts from one North American university. A number of former national players also graced us with their presence and endorsed the event and expressed hope that it will be an annual fixture. Just to inform you, this event will be part of our 2018 fixture. We cannot underestimate the potential of this event. It will be remiss of me if mention is not made of two, and I repeat, two issues that generated major discussions among our stakeholders and the general public. The first issue is the unfortunate situation with one school which did not follow the proper registration process. And of course, that had a ripple effect which magnified the issue. And secondly, the bigger issue of alleged fraud at another school. In both cases, the existing arms of the league charged with the responsibility to deal with such matters got the job done. There are some things that you may not be able to prevent, but the credibility of any organization is hinged on its response to such occurrences. Without fear of contradiction, the SSFL emerged from the 2017 season with its credibility intact. Unfortunately, and sad as these incidents were, what concerned me even more were some of the comments made by supposedly responsible adults in this country. Comments that indicated that these things were happening for many years, and using that as the justification that these issues should have been left alone. As educators, we need to be the positive change agents that we are meant to be and set the correct examples at all times, in the classroom as well as on the field of play, with the knowledge that the field is but an extension of the classroom. As we go forward, I ask all stakeholders, I urge them in fact, to make every effort to maintain the integrity of the league, a league that many persons, both past and present, have worked tirelessly to build over the last 50 years. Let me take this opportunity to sincerely thank all such persons. I want to also thank the Minister of Education for positively responding to our request to meet with him before the start of the season. He and his team met with the Secretary and myself in a meeting that lasted well over 3 hours. A meeting which can only be described as cordial, open, with frank discussions, and a mutual acknowledgement of the important role that the league is playing in the development of our nation's youth. More importantly, however, was the genuine effort made in finding solutions to some of the problems that our member schools are experiencing. We truly so appreciate, firstly, that you met with us, and secondly, the quality of the dialogue. Let me take this opportunity, sir, to ask of you. It is time that we develop a national sports policy for our student athletes. It can be a collaboration between the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Sports, but we are at that place, sir. We cannot overemphasize the role that sponsors play in the success of organizations such as the SSFL. Let me extend our sincere gratitude to our title sponsors, both Shell and First Citizen, our Intercol sponsor Coca-Cola, and Digicel, Playgo, and Sportsmax, our broadcast sponsors. You all are positively impacting the lives of thousands of youths in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. A special thank you to members of the executive and to all our standing committees for their tremendous contribution during this season. To our principals, teachers, coaches, the media, and all those who contributed in any way to the 2017 season, I say thank you. Let me take this opportunity to invite all to a public forum that will be hosted by the SSFL on February the 17th, that's the weekend after Carnival, at the National Cycle Center, Balmain, Vancouver, starting at 9:30 a.m. The forum is titled, Let's Discuss Secondary Schools Football. It is an opportunity to anyone who wants to make a contribution to the future of the SSFL to attend. Looking forward to seeing you there. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. William Wallace, for that comprehensive look back at the season 2017 and a look forward to the 2018 season. And don't forget that Let's Discuss Secondary Schools Football on February 17th at the National Cycling Center in Balmain. At this time, we would like to invite a gentleman who is a rock of the education system in Trinidad and Tobago. He is a former Fatima College principal. I don't know if he would remember. I actually interviewed him at one time. And he is also a former tutor president. Currently serves as the Member of Parliament for Arima, and he is the Minister of Education of Trinidad and Tobago. After his speech, he is off to Parliament, so we're very pleased that he is here with us today and took the time, because as you know, it's a historic day in Trinidad and Tobago, the election of the first female president of the Republic. Please welcome the Minister of Education of Trinidad and Tobago, at this time, Mr. Anthony Garcia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And of course, I remember that interview that I had with you that played a big role in promoting me to where I am. I want to thank you very much. President of the Secondary Schools Football League, Mr. Wallace, long-serving Secretary of the Secondary School Football League, Mr. Azad Khan, other officers of the Secondary Schools Football League, sponsors, teachers, students, members of the media. I am very happy to be here this morning to share with you some words on this very important occasion. But before I do that, permit me to take the opportunity of congratulating those three young ladies for their beautiful singing. When I was a principal of Fatima College, the then principal of Holy Faith Convent, Vancouver, was one of my associates, and I visited that school on several occasions, and I'm very happy to know that Holy Faith Convent, Vancouver, has produced such talent. Congratulations to you. The Secondary School Football League has been doing quite a good job over the years. I am told that this year the league is celebrating its 50th anniversary. So it shows not only the resilience of the league, but the commitment of all of those persons who, by their commitment, by their dedication, and by their hard work, have endeavored to ensure that the league continues to run, but more than that, that avenues are available for our young boys and girls to express themselves in the field of football. I want to say thank you on behalf of the Ministry of Education to the administrators of the league, because without you, we would not have been able to achieve the type of successes that we have been achieving. Sport in Trinidad and Tobago has always been regarded and accepted as of tremendous importance. Our students, our teachers, all those who are involved in education benefit tremendously by sport. And one of the spin-off goods that we are able to achieve because of involvement in sport is a reduction in indiscipline and violence in our schools. When we look at our sports persons, those persons who participate in sports, there are very few occasions where we find those students have been involved in acts of indiscipline. In fact, in my capacity of Minister of Education, when I receive requests for extended suspensions and I look through the records, I am yet to see a sports person among those. And that is just an indication of the role of sport in our schools. The fact that the Secondary School Football League has been in operation for all this time would tell me that this league is assisting the Ministry of Education in ensuring the development of our students. In fact, one of the major roles of the Ministry of Education is to ensure the holistic development of our children, boys and girls. And if we are to do that, we have to engage the assistance of all our stakeholders because we recognize we cannot do it alone. And therefore, when people come forward and give that type of assistance, we must be very thankful and grateful for the contribution that they have been making. I want today to pledge the active assistance of the Ministry of Education in the field of sports in general and in particular with the Secondary School Football League. We will be meeting again very shortly with the Secondary School Football League, where we intend to play a more active role where sports administration is concerned in the country. In fact, I've been having discussions also with the Minister of Sport to see how best we can assist our schools in this very important area. And we are working towards a national sports policy, as Mr. Wallace said, and very shortly that will be rolled out. We will have to take it to Cabinet to get the approval of Cabinet, and then it will be rolled out to all our schools. We will want to ensure that as we move forward, that our principals understand they too have a role to play in sport. In fact, the Secondary Schools Football League is really a principals league. And far too often our principals are not being actively involved in the league. At general meetings, the principals would usually send somebody. I'm appealing to the principals to take a more hands-on approach where this is concerned. Because whatever happens, you as principal are responsible. And that responsibility must be discharged in almost every aspect of your operations as principals. I, together with members of the Ministry of Education, will be engaging with the officers of the Secondary Schools Football League, and very shortly we will be inviting them to a meeting where we can sit down to see how best we can ensure that in participation, our schools and our students recognize that it is more important to give the effort than winning. That might be difficult for some people to understand, but we must always know that the value or the joy is in participation rather than in the prize. And once we get our children and our sports administrators, our principals, all those who are involved in the schools to understand that there's joy in the participation, then we are going to move forward. Because that is the only way that we can understand that sport plays an important part in the holistic development of our students. Mr. Wallace stated that I have to leave very shortly. Unfortunately, I would have preferred to be here with you, but as was stated today, the Electoral College that comprises both houses of Parliament will be electing a President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And as a Member of Parliament, my presence is required. Therefore, I must take my leave very shortly, but I want to say how happy I am to be here And when I looked at the program, I noticed my former college, Fatima College, is featuring prominently in the prizes. I'm very happy to know that. Thank you very much once again, and congratulations to all of you for having done a wonderful job. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. To the Minister of Education, Mr. Anthony Garcia, certainly your presence has lifted the proceedings here, and good luck. We'll see how Fatima College has done. We go into the first set of awards at this time, so I'd like to invite all of those connected to the presentation of the awards to please make their way to the front at this time. We have the distribution of trophies and medals for the zonal competitions. And these include the under 13, under 14, under 15 girls, and so on. Now, just for those of you all who are coming up to receive awards, we'd like to ask that you please enter from your right, that's to this way, and exit to your left. And for presenters, there's a small mark on the front of the stage. We'd like if you could just take that position. So I'd like to invite our first presenter, Mr. Sinarine, the principal of Karapichaima West. And I'm sure the minister would be very happy to know that the first award for the knockout trophy for the North Zone, receiving the SSFL trophy, Fatima College. Congratulations to Fatima College. And for the league competitions, the winners of the league competitions, I'll call the winners first of all for East Zone, Trinity College East. And also in the under 13 boys competition, if you can also make your way up at this time, the North Zone winners, Fatima College. And also for the South Zone, the winners this year, St. Benedict's College. So we have first of all Trinity College East making their way up. Fatima College once again, and in the South, St. Benedict's College. There is no representative of St. Benedict's College, but congratulations to the team all the same. Thank you very much, Mr. Sinarine. I'd like to invite Mr. Anthony Creed, the former president of the SSFL, to assist us. In fact, Mr. Creed is not here at this time, so I'd like to invite Mr. Philip Fraser, if he could assist us with the presentation of these awards. So Philip will join us for the presentation of the Giants Division under 14 boys. Starting off with the North Zone. And once again, the winners in under 14, Fatima College. Central Zone, Waterloo Secondary. Also in the under 14, the East Zone, Holy Cross College. And in the South Zone, Naparima College. These are the awards in the Giants Division under 14 boys. We also have the league competition coming up right after, so those collecting awards, please make yourselves available at this time once again. Holy Cross College, the East Zone winners. Next, let's go to the league winners in the Giants Division under 14. In Central Zone, the winners this year, Karapichaima East Secondary. And in the South Zone, the winners of the SSFL trophy for the Giants Division under 14 boys, Naparima College. I would like to mention at this time that the Tobago Awards will be given at a separate ceremony. The winners in Tobago this year, and congratulations to them, Signal Hill Secondary. Thank you very much, Mr. Fraser, for helping us with these awards. This, of course, is under 15 girls competition. El Dorado East Secondary winning in the East Zone. And as El Dorado makes their way up in the North Zone, the winners in the under 15 girls, Diego Martin Central. Any representative from Diego Martin Central? And continuing with the under 15 girls competition, the league competition, the winners in the East Zone, El Dorado East Secondary. Winners in the North Zone, Holy Name Convent in Port of Spain. And finally, the winners in the under 15 girls league competition in the South Zone, Faizabad Anglican Secondary. The winners once again in the under 15 girls league competition, El Dorado East Secondary for the East Zone. In the North Zone, Holy Name Convent in Port of Spain, and in the South Zone, Faizabad Anglican Secondary. Now for the next set of awards, would the representatives of Chaguanas, Trinity, Central Zone, Chaguanas North Secondary. In the East Zone, please make your way up at this time, Trinity College East. Winners in the North Zone. And in the South Zone, Junior Division under 16 boys, Shiva Boys, Hindu College. Now for the league competition, I'd like to ask those who are collecting awards for Chaguanas, Holy Cross, Fatima. The winners in the East Zone this year in the league competition under 16 boys, Holy Cross College. Winners in the North Zone and completing a big sweep this year, Fatima College. And finally, for the winners of the league competition, under 16 boys, Junior Division from the South Zone, Shiva Boys, Hindu College. Thank you very much, Mr. Wayne Caesar. I know you have a lot of work later on, so thanks for being here. Next, to the North Zone, Holy Name Convent in Port of Spain. Representative of Holy Name Convent in Port of Spain. And finally, under 20 girls, winners in South Zone, Faizabad Anglican Secondary. We go now to the league competition in Central Zone. Winners of the girls under 20 competition, Holy Faith Convent, Cuba. as Holy Faith make their way to the front. In East Zone, the winners this year, El Dorado West Secondary. In the North Zone, the winners of the Senior Division Under-20 Girls, Holy Name Convent in Port of Spain. And finally, the winners in the South Zone of the Senior Division Under-20 Girls, Faizabad Anglican Secondary. Let's start off with the Central Zone, where Karapichaima West Secondary reigned this year. In the East Zone, El Dorado West Secondary. In the North Zone, the winners this year, Success Laventille Secondary. North Zone winners from the north coast of Trinidad, Blanchisez Secondary. And finally, the winners in the South Zone this year, Presentation College, San Fernando. We will start off with the Under-14 boys competition. The Trinidad titles presented by Mr. Forbes Passad, former president of Secondary Schools Cricket League and a former General Secretary of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. Under-14 boys, Fatima College. The Under-16 champions of Trinidad, Fatima College once again. Under-20 boys. Next to the Under-15 girls winners this year, El Dorado East Secondary. True or false? When the first whistles were used in football, they actually used policemen's whistles. True or false? Mr. Caesar, what do you say? True, that's true. Yes, they did use policeman whistles, the attachment to authority. Red and yellow cards were first used at the 1970 World Cup. True or false? False, I'm hearing false, I'm hearing true. It is actually true. Yellow cards and red cards were used for the first time at the 1970 World Cup. In the 1966 World Cup, the player from Argentina, Antonio Ratan, was asked to leave, and he didn't. One more, and I'm sure Dennis Lawrence will know this one. In Argentina 1978, what was the name of the football used? Was it the samba, the merengue, or the tango? Which one was it? Give up? Well, samba is Brazil, so Argentina would never use that. Merengue is from the Caribbean, and Real Madrid are called the merengues, as you know. It was called the tango, after the famous dance in Argentina. And one more. What station brought you secondary schools football in 2017? Digicel Sportsmax, that's right, and we are very pleased to have them with us here today. Please welcome to address you at this time, Ms. Justine Lowe of Digicel Sportsmax.
All protocols observed. Good morning, everyone. What an action-packed secondary schools football league season it has been. We've been treated to several rounds of exciting football and a dazzling display of young talent that demonstrate once again why the SSFL is recognized as one of the most important competitions on our national football calendar. Congratulations again to Presentation College for having worked so hard to have secured in such a keenly contested final game. You have much to be proud of, and I am certain that the entire school community, friends of the school, members of the surrounding community, and past students are exceedingly proud of your achievement. Continue to bask in the glory of your winning. We also want to say congrats to all the other schools who took place, both boys and girls. You all have lots to be proud of, and we hope that you will take having finished so high in the standing as inspiration to go further next time. We take note of the challenges that face the staging of the SSFL and are satisfied that in the end, football won. As you are no doubt aware, the game of football is near and dear to the hearts of so many of us here. It has become part of our culture and passion, and it is for this reason that Digicel has been, for over 10 years, an integral part of the football fraternity. Through the Digicel Kickstart clinics, we have nurtured the young, enthusiastic football dreamers by providing them with the discipline and skills to fulfill their dreams of becoming professional footballers. Through our investment in the Digicel Pro League and the Digicel Pro Bowl, we have also provided support to our young professional footballers so that their skills and talents can be showcased not only to their communities, but to their adoring fans. And in 2016, when Digicel decided to further continue their support toward the advancement of youth football, we decided to partner with the Secondary Schools Football League. We believe we definitely made the right decision, one that accords with the things in our customers love. That's why I'm pleased to announce that we saw an 8% increase in the viewership of SSFL matches via the PlayGo app this season, as well as an increase in our social media followers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just another example of how technology can connect people to the things that they love and ensure that they never miss a minute of the action from almost anywhere in the world. It's part of the Digicel 2030 commitments to deliver amazing experiences for all their customers. As a committed partner, we continue to make significant investments in the development of football in Trinidad and Tobago so that more opportunities can be created for all. For the players, the officials, the coaches, and the school administrators. At the opening of SSFL last year, we asked all players, coaches, and fans in the stands to remember that fair play is everyone's responsibility. Along with this, Digicel encourage everyone to embody the spirit of their school mottos as they go for glory next time. Before I go, let me just give a big shout out to all the fans who cheered on their teams to victory this season. I have to note that this was the most well-attended season that I've seen so far, and we could not have done it without you all. See you all next season, and thank you very much.
As we move on in the program, without the work of the sponsors, the Secondary Schools Football League would not be able to function in the way that it has, and we thank all of the sponsors who have been represented here so far. We need to hear from a few more of them. We'd love to hear from them, including one of the long-standing sponsors, First Citizens. Please welcome at this time to address you from First Citizens, Ms. Janelle Holloway.
All protocols observed. A pleasant good day to all. The First Citizens Group is proud to have been a co-sponsor of the Secondary Schools Football League with our partner Shell Trinidad Limited for an 8th consecutive year. We are indeed glad to be here on this very special day to recognize and celebrate the athletic performance of our young footballers. The Secondary Schools Football League offers a platform for the development of our young men and women to showcase their talent. By participating in this sporting tournament, our student athletes are encouraged to cultivate characters with qualities such as discipline, hard work, sportsmanship, fair play, integrity, and sacrifice as the teams compete for the top prize. This season, unfortunately, had its challenges, but the good that came with it was the opportunity to address them to avoid future occurrences. We wish to thank the League for its contribution in helping our young people to discover and develop key attributes and skill sets to help them to become successful individuals in our society. This year, First Citizens supported the SSFL Premiership League. In 2017, we organized neo-financial literacy school tours at 12 schools that participated in the Premiership League. We educated the youth on the importance of saving at an early age and encouraged them to make savings a disciplined habit for their future. We also presented NEO gift certificates to the teams of the Premiership League during the school tours. And I'm pleased to advise that most of these students redeemed their NEO gift certificates and opened NEO youth savings accounts or deposited it into their existing NEO savings account. We also had young local personalities with us at the school tours to bring words of encouragement and inspiration to the students. As part of the ceremony to celebrate our student athletes and to encourage a spirit of excellence among them, we are pleased to offer the First Citizens 2017 All-Star Student Athlete Award, where a player from each school that participated in the Premiership Division earned the accolade of the All-Star Student Athlete, provided that they met the following criteria, which were excellence on the field, attendance of at least 75% of classes during the school term, maintain at least a C+ average at the end of the term, and that they were late no more than 25% of the time during the school term. We are happy to report that most schools submitted a student athlete winner. And I'm also very pleased to let you know that each student athlete winner will receive a NEO gift certificate valued at $1,000, which will be presented to them today. Yeah, that is our largest award so far during the Premiership League. While the benefits to First Citizens are many, the one we most are attracted to is the opportunity to assist in nurturing responsible young persons. First Citizens supports youth development, whether it's through culture, academics, financial literacy, or through sports. These young athletes have a wealth of talent, and we wish to thank the principals, teachers, coaches, parents, friends, well-wishers, referees, and technical staff for their support throughout the season. We also wish to encourage you to visit our website or find us on Facebook by just searching First Citizens Youth, and you can see the 2017 season pics and coverage of your games. We just want to thank the SSFL again for its contribution, and we look forward to future initiatives where we can see the greatness of our young people and future heroes. Thank you very much.
Next, from Trinity College East, Christian Ransom. This is Christian receiving his award. Next, from St. Mary's College, Matthias Granger. Also from Presentation College, Jabari Gray. Jabari Gray of Presentation College. Next up, from St. Anthony's College, Kisa Granger. And from Shiva Boys, Anderson Peters. From Fatima College, Joshua Arajo Wilson. Next, from San Juan North Secondary, Ronaldo Boyce. From Naparima College, Enrique Changaya. From St. Benedict's College, J.C. Paris. Afiba McLeod, Christian Ransom, Matthias Granger, Jabari Gray. We'd like to invite from Shell the STEM coordinator, Mr. Rondell Frank, to address us.
All protocols observed. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rondell Frank, and I am the STEM coordinator at Shell Trinidad and Tobago. I'm honored to share a few words with you at this prize-giving ceremony. Shell is pleased to be a sponsor of the Secondary Schools Football League for almost 15 years. I'd like to congratulate the organizers who worked tremendously hard, I'd like to congratulate the organizers who worked tremendously hard and all the schools that participated in the SSFL 2017 season, especially the champions who are being rewarded this morning. While there were some new challenges that the tournament presented us this year, we are confident that we can work through these with the SSFL management. Youth development is a key corporate responsibility pillar for us at Shell. We understand the importance of sport and its intrinsic ability to unite us as a people. Yet equally important, it fosters leadership, discipline, teamwork, and fair play among the budding athletes. As a result, sport is a major area of concentration as we also sponsor youth cricket. However, education is also a key element in our social investment activities. I believe in striking a balance as students should be holistically engaged in both sport and education. As the STEM coordinator, my role is to bring awareness to STEM, possible career opportunities, and engage students in STEM activities which make learning science fun. You may be wondering, what is STEM? STEM is an acronym that means science, technology, engineering, and math. In my opinion, STEM helps us understand the world we live in and gives us tools to improve our lives. Can you imagine life without the smartphone, the computer, internet? I know for you young people, you'll be like, what would life be like, right? What about modern medicine, the automobile, the airplane, the television, even the engineered structure we call home? The truth is, almost everything we do, touch, or know has some elements of STEM. Shell values skilled STEM workers because they are the heart of our operations. We need to ensure the pipeline is continuously pumping STEM talent to manage our affairs in Trinidad and Tobago. I would like to invite our schools to visit our STEM center in San Fernando, or we can come to you with our famous science bus. I'm just seizing the opportunity to emphasize the point that students need to marry both sport and education. Once again, I'd like to commend the teams that were successful in the SSFL 2017 season. May God bless you all. Thank you.
So we go to the next set of awards. Thank you very much to Mr. Rondell Frank. He's staying on with us for the next set of awards, which was sponsored by Shell and First Citizens. I'll also like to invite Ms. Holloway to join us on stage for the presentation of the next set of awards, which include the Championship Division Girls, Championship Division Boys, Big Five Boys, Intercall Girls, and the National Intercall Girls, and the Premier Division. So for those who have the students ready for those, you know what segments you need to send them up to receive their awards. And as always, please enter from the right side of the stage and exit on the left. Let's start off with the Central Zone. This is Championship Division Girls Zonal Competition. In Central Zone, Karapichaima East Secondary. And would the winners of East Zone, North Zone, and South Zone please stand by? Central Zone, Karapichaima East Secondary. East Zone, St. Augustine Secondary. St. Augustine Secondary. And again, I'd like, for the interest of time, teachers and students, those who are to receive awards, please, you know who you are, please make your way to the front for the segment. East Zone, St. Augustine Secondary. In the North Zone now, Tranquility Secondary. And would the winners of the Big Five make themselves available coming up in the next segment? South Zone this year, Pleasantville Secondary. And I'd also like to announce that the Tobago winner this year was Signal Hill Secondary. They will receive their trophy at another ceremony to take place in Tobago. Now in the Big Five competition, finishing in the top five from 5th to 2nd, Tranquility Secondary, Karapichaima East, Signal Hill, and St. Augustine Secondary. But the winners in 2017, Pleasantville Secondary. Pleasantville Secondary reigning supreme in the Big Five girls competition in 2017. Congratulations to the school. Let's go swiftly on to the Championship Boys Division zonal competitions. In Central Zone, Chaguanas North Secondary. Central Zone, Chaguanas North Secondary. In the East, Valencia Secondary. North Zone winners this year also East Mucurapo Secondary. And of course the winners in the South, Championship Division Boys Zonal, Maruga Secondary. The title winners this year in the Big Five Boys, East Mucurapo Secondary. Next up, the Intercol Girls Competition. So once again, the winners and their representatives, please make their way to the front. Intercol Girls Competition in the Central Zone, Karapichaima East Secondary. In the East Zone, Bishop's Anstey East. In the North Zone, Pleasantville Secondary. So the South winners, let me just correct that, South winners, Pleasantville Secondary, and the North winners, Bishop's Anstey, Port of Spain. Let's correct that. Thank you. So once again, in the Intercol Girls Competition, Central Zone, Karapichaima East, East Zone, Bishop Anstey East, North Zone, Bishop Anstey, Port of Spain, and South Zone, Pleasantville Secondary. Tobago Zone was won by Signal Hill Secondary. Now we go to the National Girls Intercol Competition. In the running this year were Pleasantville Secondary, St. Augustine Secondary, Karapichaima East Secondary, and Signal Hill Secondary. But the team that stood above all the rest, Bishop's Anstey in Port of Spain. One more trophy for Rondell and Janelle to present, and this is the Premier Division Boys Competition. The Premier Division competition in the running this year: St. Mary's, Fatima College, San Juan North, St. Anthony's, and Naparima. But the team that took it in 2017, big winners, Presentation College San Fernando.
All protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. In the interest of time, I will be short and sweet, as I know most of you have to return to school after. Yes. I'm ever so delighted to once again represent our brand, Coca-Cola, through continued support for the development of football among our nation's youth. Today, I'd firstly like to begin by thanking Mr. William Wallace and the Secondary Schools Football League for their hard work and devotion to the sport of football in Trinidad and Tobago. This year, the league has come a long way, and I am so proud to see the quality of football that is coming out of our schools. Coca-Cola has always been a strong supporter of the sport of football, and we believe that the Secondary Schools Football League provides a platform for players to achieve their dreams and lay the foundations for their futures. I strongly believe that this league gives so much opportunity to further develop the discipline and aspirational goals among teens, while at the same time bringing fun and excitement and achievement to their lives. This year, we wanted to ensure that Coca-Cola Intercol Championship Finals brought that fun and excitement in every aspect of the event, from video gaming tournaments at halftime to an energetic performance by our reigning Soca Monarch voice. We took care to ensure that everyone had a great time cheering on their teams. And I must say, talk about school spirit, the camaraderie among students and players that I saw at the 2017 Coca-Cola Intercol Championships was heartwarming, to say the least. To the new Intercol champions, Shiva Boys Hindu College, once again, I extend my biggest congratulations to you all. You put on a great game, and I think it's safe to say that everyone was extremely impressed with the level of skill and creativity that you brought to the field throughout the entire league, all the way up to the Coca-Cola Intercol Finals. So as to not take up too much of your time, I know it's been a long day, I would really like to reinforce our commitment to the development of football in Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the promotion of active, healthy lifestyles among our nation's youth. We look forward to this year's league and the 2018 Intercol Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa Marie Pitts of Coca-Cola. And Lisa Marie is staying on with us because she has one award to make here. And this is the award for the National Intercol Boys Competition. It was a hotly contested title this year with St. Mary's College, Signal Hill Secondary, Karapichamba East Secondary, and San Juan North Secondary, all hot in pursuit of the title. But the winners this year, deserved winners, Shiva Boys Hindu College, receiving the Coca-Cola Trophy. If we call him Mr. Football, I think that would be the perfect title for him. He's represented Defense Force and Caledonia in the Pro League. Before that, he was at Malik Senior. He went on to play in England, where he distinguished himself for Wrexham and Swansea before coaching at Everton and Wigan. Of course, he holds the record. He is the first Trinidad and Tobago coach to hold aloft the FA Cup, a big achievement indeed. And I'm sure you would know, those of you all who are here in this room, he is the man whose goal sent us to the World Cup back in 2006. He currently serves as the head coach of the national football team, and I might stand to correction, but I think it's just about 1 year to the day, in fact, that he was appointed national coach. Please welcome Mr. Football, Dennis Lawrence.
Hello and good day to all protocols observed, and the master and chairman of ceremonies. What I would like to share with you this morning is the process, because I think a lot of the times we seem to forget the process. And in saying this, I'd like to just start with Thomas Edison. He was once asked by the reporters of his 1,000 failure to invent the light bulb. And his remarks was it wasn't 1,000 failures, it was 1,000 steps. And I'd like to address these students as students and not professional footballers, because you are students at the moment. And that is part of the process to become the professional footballers that you young guys and young ladies want to become. I've had the opportunity to work in what is considered one of the world's greatest leagues, the English Premier League. I've worked with the elite players, some of the names of Romelu Lukaku, John Stones, Ross Barkley. And I have seen the process of what it takes to achieve and accomplish the goals that you young guys and girls want to achieve. The Secondary Schools Football League and the president of the Secondary Schools Football League with the sponsors have done an outstanding job in putting together a platform for you to elevate yourself to acquire these dreams and ambitions that you want to. But to be able to accomplish it, there are 3 things that I earmark, and I've used these 3 things because it starts with a D, and my name is Dennis, and I like the letter D. Determination is something that no one can give to you, have to have. And Mr. Azad Khan is here today. He was a part of the process for myself when I went to Malik Senior Comprehensive. I played 12 minutes of the Secondary Schools Football League. 12 minutes, that's all I played. Because at the time, the coach at the time thought that I wasn't big enough, I wasn't quick enough, I wasn't strong enough. So he didn't feel like I had the ability to make it. And I went to the office recently and Mr. Azad Khan gave to me a photo. And the photo was from the 1990 Malik Senior Comprehensive Triple Crown title winning team. And there was 19 players with little photos. Those days I was handsome, I'm not the same now. And looking at the photo, and I looked at all of it, and I was the only player that played 12 minutes. And immediately looking at the photo, I then realized something that showed that you have to have determination. Of the 19 photos, I was the only one in the photo that represented Trinidad and Tobago in the World Cup. And that is what you call determination. Dedication. Dedication is having the ability to understand that you need to decide very quickly who are your friends and who are not your friends. Because dedication requires that when it's 7:30 at night and you have training tomorrow morning, to be able to leave your friends and say, I have to go and rest because I have training tomorrow. So don't misguide yourself with friends and acquaintances, because the acquaintances are the one who will say to you, why are you leaving to go now? Stay in line a little bit longer. But a friend would give you the advice and say, I'll see you tomorrow, have a good night's rest. To be able to accomplish that, you must have dedication. Discipline. And discipline is something that in my life has always got me through, because that's what I had, discipline. The discipline to be able to understand that 10 a.m. is not 10:30 a.m. 10 a.m. is 9:30 a.m. And you have to have that discipline. And all these things that I spoke about is what these players that I speak about, the Romelu Lukaku's, John Stones, Ross Barkley, this is what they have. Because I have seen and worked with the elite player, and I know what it takes to become an elite player. And because now we are financially driven, I will just share one thing with you. When I worked in the English Premier League, the average wage for a professional footballer was £70,000 a week. £70,000 a week is life-changing. It helps you, your family, and everyone around you. So to accomplish these things, please try and install these Ds in your life, and I will assure you that you will not just become successful footballers, but successful people in whatever you try to accomplish. Thank you very much. God bless.
His header put us in the World Cup in 2006. And don't forget, determination, dedication, and discipline, your watchwords from now on for success in football and everything in life. We reached the point where we have the presentation of the All-Star team. So I'd like to invite all of those involved to assist us with the presentation of the All-Star team. So we'd like to invite, first of all, to present the All-Star female team. And I'd like to invite Mr. Mariri Gonzalez to assist us with the presentation of the first set of awards here. I know I saw Mariri with us earlier. Here he is. From Bishop Anstey in Port of Spain, Khalil Keshwar. Now, of course, she would have represented Trinidad and Tobago just last night in that game against Haiti and pulled off some magnificent saves that kept it respectable, you have to say, in that match. And would the all-star players and their representatives please remain on stage as we do the presentation. So, next, goalkeepers from Signal Hill Secondary, Aliyah Alvarez. Aliyah, I'm sure, is not here with us, but congratulations to Aliyah. Next, we go to the defenders, Shawnell Rose of Pleasantville Secondary. And in the interest of time, I will continue to go down the list, so please make your way up to the front. Also, in terms of defenders, Latifa Pascal of Pleasantville Secondary. So, Shawnell Rose and Latifa Pascal from Pleasantville Secondary. From Karapichaima East Secondary, Kia Edwards. Next, from Pinal Secondary, Janie Simon. Two members of the Tranquility Secondary Defense are in the top defenders, Carice King and Colleen Modest. And rounding off the list of top defenders in 2017, Faith Mitchell-Moore of Bishop Anstey East. We go to the midfielders now as the defenders continue to come up. Shawnell Rose, Latifa Pascal, Kia Edwards, Janie Simon, Carice King, Colleen Modest, and Faith Mitchell-Moore. So the defenders and the goalkeepers and their representatives are up in front. We go now to the midfielders for the top midfielders for 2017. First, from Pleasantville Secondary, Jassandra Joseph and Laurel Romaine. So as they make their way to the front from Pleasantville Secondary, also in the top midfielders from Tranquility Secondary, Aisha Lewis. So Aisha Lewis, Tranquility Secondary. Next, also on the women's under-20 squad, currently representing TNT, from Bishop Anstey in Port of Spain, Renee Ward. From Karapichaima East Secondary, Shanice Maynard. From St. Augustine Secondary, another national player here, Chelsea Ralph. From Bishop Anstey in Port of Spain, Brittany Williams. And from Signal Hill Secondary to round off the midfielders, the top midfielders in 2017, Celine Lorraine. So to the forwards now, from Signal Hill Secondary, Chelsea Alexander. She will receive an award in the Tobago event. From Tranquility Secondary, Shania Lewis and Felicia King. Ali. So here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the top 23 players of 2017. The top 5 in no particular order: from Bishop Anstey in Port of Spain, Rennie Ward. From Signal Hill Secondary, Chelsea Alexander. She will receive her award in another event. From Bishop Anstey in Port of Spain, Khalil Keshwar. From Tranquility Secondary, Shania Lewis. From Pleasantville Secondary, Aaliyah Pascal. So the top 5, if we could just step forward once more, the top 5 students, they are Rennie Ward, Chelsea Alexander, Khalil Keshwar, Shania Lewis, and Aaliyah Pascal. Only one can be the top player, and that player, the top player, the top female player of 2017 is from Bishop Anstey in Port of Spain, Rennie Ward. Now, for those students receiving awards on this side, you can use these stairs to save some time. So Denzel Smith and Emmanuel John, top players in 2017 for goalkeepers. Defenders now: Shiva Boys Hindu College, Johannes Richardson. From Presentation College in San Fernando, Miles Barrington. Miles Barrington from Presentation College in San Fernando. From St. Anthony's College, Deron John. From Naparima College in San Fernando, Rondell Payne. Here's Deron John from St. Anthony's College. From Karapi-Chima East, Colin Wheeler. And finally, from St. Mary's College, Matthias Granger. So the top defenders in 2017, Johannes Richardson, Miles Barrington, Deron John, Rondell Payne, Colin Wheeler, and Matthias Granger. Top midfielders of 2017, Jordan Riley of Presentation College San Fernando, Quinn Rodney of Shiva Boys Hindu College, Judah St. Louis of Naparima College, Judah Garcia of Shiva Boys Hindu College, Shay Benny of St. Anthony's College, Rivaldo Coriat of St. Augustine Secondary, and from QRC, John Paul Rochford. First in the top forwards from Karapichoima East Secondary, Theophilus Bourne. From St. Anthony's College, Hailey Beckles. From Shiva Boys Hindu College, Junior Asun. From San Juan North Secondary, Ronaldo Boyce and Brandon Semper. Speyside High School produced one of the top forwards this year. He will receive his prize at a separate function, Kerry MacDonald. And finally, from Trinity College East, the final of the 7 top forwards in 2017, Nicole Orr. From Shiva Boys Hindu College, Judah Garcia. From St. Anthony's College, Shay Benny. From Shiva Boys Hindu College, Johannes Richardson. And from San Juan North Secondary, Ronaldo Boyce. So here we are, the top 5 players in 2017. Only one can be the winner. And William Wallace, the president of the SSFL, joins Dennis Lawrence, the national team coach. And I'm sure that Dennis may see 1 or 2 of these players on his team in the near future. The winner of the 2017 Player of the Year from Shiva Boys Hindu College is Judah Garcia.
Okay, I have with me here Judah Garcia, just voted Player of the Year for the secondary schools for 2017. Judah, it's been a tremendous 2017 for you. I mean, despite all the little hiccups along the way, you have been rewarded here as Player of the Year. Tell me your thoughts and how you're feeling presently.
Very overjoyed. I'm excited to be named the Player of the Year this year. First of all, I give thanks to God. I give thanks to my team for working whole season to even make me achieve this, because without them, I couldn't achieve this on my own. And I thank them for playing with me and supporting me throughout this whole season.
Are you disappointed now that you will not be playing in the Premier League? And what's your whole thought on the present situation?
Being out of the Premiership next year, for this season, Bit disappointed. I'll say my team is the top school in the league and putting them down in the championship because of error by the school. I think that the league deal with us very harsh, and I hope that by the ruling this year that they could change it and people could come out and vote for Shiva to be back in the league.
What would you like to tell your supporters, your friends, and all those who have assisted you and Shiva Boys in 2017? What message would you like to leave with them?
First of all, I must big up the whole Penal. The support down there is great. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. They lift the spirits of the team so high, which make us perform every game so well. I'll just like to tell them, no matter what happened last season, this season I want them to keep the support and come out and support Shiva Boys, and we will say that we'll give them great trophies this year and we'll be back in the league by next year.
No protest, burning tires and demonstration to get you all back in the league, right?
Nah, it wouldn't have that this year, man.
Well, Judah, it was a pleasure and all the best.
Thanks.